And I try to group them, like for instance, I'll have a supervisor that will have maybe Stewart's Creek, Rock Springs, that area, you know, they're close together. Smyrna, Laverne together, that area. So then we have to get the CRNs from the department, from Dr. Huffman. And then once we get the CRN, we send them out to you and you can register. You don't have to worry about getting bumped or your class being full because it's not going to happen, all right? Every supervisor has their own CRN, and that's how you will register.
But then there's a whole host of reasons why you have to wait on all the schools.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Dr. Dillard. Yeah, like right now, Quentin is sending out emails to all these people asking, you know, we've got this, you know, I've got X number of history people that want Rutherford County. And then we have to wait for the principals to respond to us. Every district is different. In Rutherford County, we can go directly to the principal. In Murfreesboro City, we have to send a list to central office, and Miss Arnett chooses the teachers that will be allowed to serve as a mentor teacher. Okay? In Murray County, we send it to the central office, and they in turn will talk with the principals. In Davidson County, we can go directly to the principals. It's just different. We have contracts with 43 different school systems. But yeah, a lot of that depends, and then there's certain criteria that the mentor teacher has to meet. And what happens over the summer? People get pregnant, they don't come back, somebody transfers, you know, and so they were signed up to be a mentor, and guess what? They're not available anymore. So those things happen, but there are a lot of variables that go into us being able to place you. You just have to be patient, okay? But you'll have a placement by early August. Hopefully July, but no later than early August.
So don't freak out.
Yeah, don't. You're good. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Since we're a 612 endorsement, what would we have to do to get a K5 endorsement?
Well, unfortunately, K5 is not a test-only area. So you do what we call a regular post-bac. You could do one of two things. You could get a master's degree in elementary, or you could do a traditional post-bac program, meaning that we would do a transcript analysis. You would have a list of courses to take, and you would have additional praxis. Our elementary folks have to take 4 praxis exams. Do you know how much money that is? It's almost $600. They have to take their elementary content, the reading assessment, the assessment praxis, and the PLT. So that's 4. Where you guys only have 2. You have your content praxis and you have your PLT, if you choose to do the PLT. Yeah.
So if I'm K-12 in fine arts, can I take those 4 practices and be licensed for elementary?
No add-on by test only for elementary. Now, I will say this. There is one caveat to that. If a person is certified special education, which now is changing to interventionist, and they split those grade spans as well. It used to be K-12. By fall of 18, it will be K-8 and 6 through 12. If you have a SPED license, you can add on the K-5 by test only. That's the only test only for K-5. Yes, sir?
I'm confused on the whole practice 2 deal. So the PLT is not required because add TPA replaces it.
Well, you have a choice right now.
What's the pros and cons?
What's your major?
Physical education.
Okay, you have the PE content and design that you have to take. That's your content exam. Then the other one is a pedagogy exam, which is the PLT, the Principles of Learning and Teaching. If you want to use your Ed TPA, which is a performance exam, which focuses on pedagogy with the integration of content, you can use the Ed TPA versus the PLT. You have 2 praxis exams, you have the Ed TPA. You have to take your content exam. And you can use your Ed TPA or you can do the PLT. The PLT is going to cost you, I think, $120. For the Ed TPA, that costs $300. You've already paid for it. Don't worry about it. Now, I will say this. Moving forward, when I talked about that remediation piece and how we do it in-house, because I have certified scores in-house, come January 1 of 19, those folks won't have that option. If they have to remediate, it has to go back to Pearson for scoring, and they have to pay for it themselves. And it's $100. There's 3 tasks. You all know that. It's $100 a task. So I know what that score today that we got of a 38. I have to sit down and look at the rubrics and see where they fell short. Hopefully it's all in one area so they can just remediate that one.
But you just remediate the portion that's probably.
Right, unless occasionally we will get somebody that throughout, for some reason, had a 1 and a 1 and a 1, and you're thinking, what's going on here? Usually it's in one specific task, which if it is, you just remediate that one. That person would have to remediate all 3, and that's $300.
So,
yeah.
With the EdTPA, we can not get a high score, but as long as we take the PLT, we're covered? Or you still have to have the PLT?
Let me tell you what UTK's doing. Now they have what they call a 5th-year program. Their student teaching is all year long. It's an internship. And if they don't pass the PLT, if they don't pass the EdTPA, they tell them to go take the PLT. But they've got time.
Right.
Because they're they've got them that whole year. For everybody else in the state, it's just an issue of timing.
So we can still get our teacher licensure if EdTPA doesn't work out?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, you have to pass EdTPA. No, you have to pass EdTPA
So I guess
first.
my question is, why take the PLT?
That's what, yeah, I was just about to.
Because if you don't pass the PLT and you have to remediate,
Right.
it's going to put you a month to 6 weeks to 8 weeks down the road.
Yes.
Timing. It's all about timing. Yeah.
Okay.
I will tell you this. Our pass rate, first attempt pass rate on the PLT is 97%. Yeah. It's not
worried
hard.
about it. I guess I'm just trying to figure out why PLT is necessary. Like if I'm expecting to pass the EdTPA,
Then you should.
Then don't worry with it. Don't worry with it.
but then if you have to have the EdTPA for licensure anyway, why take the PLT at all? Because what benefit does it give you to take it?
Okay, right now the PLT, while the state is it's only required for certain schools, okay? You got to pass it at some point, all right? If we remediate in-house, you're going to pass.
Okay. Yeah.
You will come to remediation every single day till you pass.
Yeah, okay.
Okay? And we have some that come and spend 8 hours a day with us until they pass.
Now, I want to clarify. When you said that 97% pass rate, that was for the.
PLT.
Okay.
PLT.
For the EdTPA, what's our rate?
First attempt? I don't know. It's a good point. We typically.
High though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's very high. We don't usually have more than 10% that we have to remediate. And you all are a very small group. Coming into this fall, this is the smallest group we've had in a very long time. We've only going to have between 70 and 80 folks in residency 2 in the fall. Fall's usually small. Most people do their student teaching in the spring. So you'll get a lot of personal attention. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm sorry, this is getting very repetitive.
It's okay.
But, okay, so you have to pass EdTPA, like, of course. But
Mhm.
say if you don't pass the first time, say if you get a 40 instead of a 42,
Mm-hmm.
what's the point of the PLT?
You wouldn't have to. It's up to you. It's your choice.
So it's an
Okay,
option.
it's an option, is what it is.
Is there-
Do you want to use, the PLT is required by us for passing. Right now, it's not required by the state. For the state, you've got to submit a score on your content and your PLT, or your content and your EdTPA.
Okay.
We have to, yeah, it's a university thing. Because we are required by TBR that you have to do the EdTPA. Okay?
Okay.
It's entirely up to you.
Okay, gotcha.
Save your money.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah, I think we've all made our decision.
Yeah. I will say this, and why they, I don't know why the state, I told you about 10 Compass. When you take your praxis exams, you know to put down MTSU and the state of Tennessee as a recipient, right? They get your scores anyway. But I guess one of the caveats here with EdTPA, right now it's only the university getting those scores. Moving forward, they're going to be sent to the state as well. if you want to use the option of using your EdTPA, I can't send that EdTPA score for you. You're going to have to contact Pearson or Scale and have it sent to the State Department of Ed. We will give you instructions on how to do that. It's just another loophole. I see Kevin shaking his head like, hey, you know it's the state. What can I say? Yes, sir. Yeah.
Oh, no.
And what is the name of the content practice too?
For you, for physical education, it's content and design.
Okay.
And I got to be real honest with you.
I don't want to sign up for that.
That's one of our lowest pass rates.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's the lowest. Physical education has the lowest pass rate on the practice exam, but a lot of it has to do, you have small numbers too. So just make sure that you study for it, okay?
It has everything from like anatomy, some anatomy stuff.
Anatomy, physiology, the whole bit. And your grade span of K-12, that has a lot to do with it as well, because what you teach, you know, for grade 2 is not going to be the same thing you're going to be teaching for grade 8. Yes?
Okay, I know like with the ATPA that y'all can't see it, but like what if we want to take it to like the writing center, let them look over like
Take it to what?
the writing center in the library. Like we want to take it to them, let them look over.
You could. I don't know that they have any information on the EdTPA because it's so new.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to give you lots of documents, on making good choices, progression charts, all of that. We're going to give you a lot of resources to help you.
Okay.
Okay? Yes, ma'am.
So I've taken my practice core.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember if I put the state of Tennessee on there.
You'll get it. They'll get it.
Okay, good.
Yeah. They get them all.
For our EdTPA, when we're in residency too, can we go and study with people that are trained to grade EdTPA and stuff? Are they not legally allowed?
No, that document I talked about, allowable help that they could give you. Now, I will say this, and this is something for you all to think about. In Residency 1, they can do a practice exam. Yeah.
Yeah.
The gate is wide open right now. It's when you do it for the score that all that extra support kind of gets tampered down. So right now it's wide open. You can do the whole thing if you wanted to.
But I couldn't be like, hey, Professor Harris, look at this for me.
All she could say to you is, let's read that prompt. And do you think your answer fully answers that prompt? Does it address the prompt?
I've had someone email me.
Just think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got an email like that.
So I didn't give them candy.
Yes, sir.
Is there a tuberculosis test? Or
Yes, there is. Have you not done that yet?
Let's do
No,
today.
I didn't know about
Slacker.
it. It's due tomorrow.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go over to the health center and get it done.
It takes 3 days though.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. You're fine. Go get it done.
All right, Bobby, I'm going to have to.
We call it.
Call time. Guys, Bobbi.Lussier.
At,
Why don't we spell it for them?
okay.